So, Di, I know you're mad at me again because I made you watch something that doesn't suck.
Now, what is wrong with you?
How dare I?
Did you hit your head or something?
Yeah, I probably did. Though, yeah, so I could tell by the title. This will be a season finale for Dubster Dive Season 3, Black Lagoon! See, this was also supposed to be covered in Classic December, but, yeah. That didn't happen.
But he bruised his brain.
No, I think we were too busy recording other stuff and doing other stuff.
He fell down some stairs.
I did fall down some stairs. It hurt really bad. I fell into my basement.
Then he got subpluxed by a gator.
What? That's not... Wait, what? Yeah, so... Anyone who knows Black Lagoon, because I gotta give stupid warning disclaimer. Warning, this show is sanity and has lots of adult content that might make you feel very, very sad.
Oh,
or
don't be sad. Stop being a pussy. Wait, what?
Yeah. Okay. So, before we get to Black Lagoon, which is considered one of the greatest dubs of all time, dude, I gotta be honest, I'm not a fan of the modern dub industry. It's... Alright, there's no getting around it. The modern dub industry is fucking broken. Women have to sleep to get roles, we all know this. People are getting cast based on nothing more than their fucking skin color. And before anyone says anything, look, I don't care who's cast as who, just as long as they're good at it. I think we all could agree on that. But when they're getting cast, like, okay, let's say, you know, black guy and white guy audition at the same time. We didn't listen to the white guy's audition. We're going to cast black man. Why? Because he's black. Is there any other reason? Nope. Like, that's fucked up, guys. Come on. People should audition for the right way. I mean, also, there's no getting around it. A lot of modern dubs just aren't as good. Looking at you, Platinum End. Yeah, it's going to be the running joke till we eventually cover it.
And it could be more than fitting, being so this is a pseudo-Death Note reunion.
Yeah, a lot of these people were in Death Note, which honestly also has one of the greatest dubs out there. But alright, now that that little tangent is over, let's go back to a time when every single dub, for the most part, was considered legendary. Even Funimation had Full Metal Alchemist, Baccano, and other classics, which, speaking of which, dude, Baccano is what I gotta show you. It's the predecessor to Durarara. Considered one of the greatest funny dubs ever.
Oh, Durarara, that show no one has seen.
You know, I've met more people that have seen Baccano than Durarara. I think you're the one person I know that's seen Durarara, but not Baccano. That's the funny thing. But yeah. Like, ADV was still being ADV. Genion were putting out Hellsing Ultimate. Yeah, for the most part, everyone was doing great fucking dubs. There wasn't lazy shit going on. Or automated shit, I guess would be the term people use nowadays. So, guess let's get into what Black Lagoon's all about. Since it's dubbed by Ocean...
Or whatever the fuck Platinum End is.
Yeah. I mean, we felt a little bad last time for bullying a Canadian dub studio with Blue Water, so this time makes up for... No, honestly, I was already planning to cover Black Lagoon as season finale even before Angel Inks was a thing, so... Okay, it just worked out that way.
Alright, fine, I'll say it. In hindsight, that's better than Platinum End.
Angel Inks?
Yes.
Yeah. Look, we'll harp on Platinum End when we get to it, when it's done airing. Yes, Platinum End's coming. Trust us.
We have to keep building up to it, show by show.
So, Black Lagoon is a manga...
It'll be the final boss of Dubster Dive, except it's not going to be the final episode, because...
I mean... Yeah, so Black Lagoon, manga, seinen manga, written by Rei Hirare, who also did the manga Phantom Bullet, which I know nothing about. Anyway, it launched in 2002, is still ongoing to this day because of his crippling depression. Probably having to do with all the fucked up shit he has to write in this series. Because the show has to deal with a lot.
Although in hindsight, he really did not have to go that hard on the research.
I mean, it does make it feel authentic, and it's one of the reasons I love the show so much, because this show does deal with a lot of fucked up shit. And it doesn't do it in an, like, edgelord's wet dream type of way either.
What show has done that?
Hi, Batum. What? I like Batum, but it did do that. Anyway,
yeah.
The anime came out in 2006 and was by Studio Madhouse? I missed the days when you didn't suck, wow!
In hindsight, why does anyone look forward to a Madhouse dub? How often did they... I mean, Madhouse anime, when did they ever finish their shit?
Well, yeah. They would release 2 seasons in 2006 before coming back with Roberta's Blood Trail, or I guess a pseudo season 3 or 5 OVAs in 2010. And
the equivalent of like 6 episodes in hindsight, in runtime.
Yeah. Geneon would license the dub in 2006 and give it to Ocean. And Funimation and Geneon would come to an agreement in 2008, because Jenny was on the verge of death, like most studios at that time were, in order to release it. Yeah. And, yeah, this is one time, I hate to admit it, gotta give Funimation credit. Roberta's Blood Trail, the dub for it didn't come out until 2013, and they actually outsourced it back to Ocean to get the entire original cast back. So
you have a 10% chance of them bothering doing something like that when they when they acquire an IP. Shauna, this is not.
Yep, speaking of which, that is one thing when looking this up, and even back then in 2013, I remember everyone, including myself, were like, wait a minute, but you didn't get everyone back for Shauna. But it's also because outsourcing is pseudo-expensive, and 5 OVAs as opposed to what Shauna had left, which was 48 episodes and a film. Yeah, you can see why one was prioritized over the other. Also, it's fucking Black Lagoon. I guarantee you more people have heard of that than Shakugan no Shauna. Or am I wrong?
More people have heard of the third OP than the show itself.
Oh, now we've got the dub history out of the way. What's Black Lagoon all about? Well, it follows the city of Roanapur that they say like 8,000 times.
Except I'm not mad at it. Unlike with you, Fate.
Fate Stay Night is a beautiful snowflake. Roanapur is a city full of crime and basically where all the outlaws go. Kind of like Outlaw Star. Maybe that's why I also like this show. And yeah, there's gangs all controlling everything, like the Triad and Hotel Moscow, which are the Russians.
Really? I couldn't... Really?
Yeah, with a name like that.
The name's so subtle.
Yeah, and we follow the titular Lagoon Company, which is basically a group of pirates that have to do missions for the different gangs and stuff.
For whoever hires them that week.
Yeah, and honestly, the episodic, or I guess it's 3 episodes per arc usually, also works. Because you still see the characters develop from arc to arc.
Yeah. Until it isn't, and they're like, fuck it. Now we're 6 episodes this arc, or 8. Fuck you. We took... This arc was the whole season. Wait, what?
Yep. So we'll get what to each person's position is on the Black Lagoon, which is the ship that they drive. Because, you know, this is modern, well, I guess 1980s? Pretty sure it's when this takes place. I don't know. No, because they have cell phones. It's modern day at the time. Had to have been 02 or whatever. But alright.
Something like that. They had the classic a product placement cell phone. I mean, at best they had a Nokia.
The fuck had a Nokia N-Gage? What? I know you're not an N-Gage, but I just want to know, did anyone have an N-Gage? I really want to know. Please.
And if you did you get it? Did you get it because of it was a pseudo game console? If you did, I don't feel sorry for you.
I mean, hey, the Tony Hawk port was pretty sweet on that, man. So I've been told.
Yeah.
But alright, so we'll introduce everyone when we get to the characters.
Good.
So, yeah, it goes from there with over-the-top crazy gun action, because, yeah, Ray, when he wrote this manga, was inspired by Quentin Tarantino and John Woo flicks. And also like, Arnie flicks.
And he's like, yeah, I could do yeah, that... You know what those need? Those just need a sprinkling of an entire gallon of anime all over them. Now
and it works really well. It's fucking amazing. Dude, like this and Hellsing Ultimate. Like, when it comes to seinen, like, the trifecta for me is this, Hellsing Ultimate and Berserk, which, yes, we're also covering at some point, don't worry.
Yeah, but, you see, this one's inferior, because it doesn't have Willis face.
That was so weird in Hellsing, but yeah. So, speaking of animation, Dai, how was it?
Yes, it does.
Oh, so you mean Madhouse went all out for it?
Unlike Madhouse, it has CG and shit. Unlike modern CG, it's not garbage.
Yeah, and I heard people say Roberta's Blood Trail because they were able to take way more time with it. Probably is the best animation out of it, and because those were OVAs, so they had a higher budget than TV episodes.
Roberta's Death Note, I got you.
Yeah. As far as the soundtrack goes, I'm sure everyone knows the OP, even people who haven't seen the show.
Yeah.
And on it, what's up?
If you look up anything anime, I'm probably sure you've been recommended at least one of the 100 covers of it.
I actually do like the OST for this show, and they use it sparingly too. Like, there's entire like half episodes without any OST, where it's just carried by the character's dialogue, and it works really well in this series. And that's also what makes the dub stand out more, too. Like, if this had a terrible dub, it would be irritating to sit through, like, just characters talking with nothing backing it up.
Yeah, we would see the same about talking to themselves.
Yeah, honestly, if I had to pick a favorite, probably Roberta's theme. The one on the Mexican guitar. Yeah. I really like that song.
Yeah, or they use the
ending theme as OST. Yeah,
and it just gets really confusing. It's like, wait, is the episode about to end?
Oh, yeah, it ended.
12 minutes in. Nope, it ended for real this time. Well, fuck me.
But alright, time to get to why this is called Dubster Dive. So the ADR director for all of it was James Corrigal. As far as the script writers, I saw like 6 of them, so yeah. So honestly, it's a bunch, guys. Come on, cut me some slack on here. I already have a shit ton of us to get through.
The people wrote the script, that's all you need to know.
Yeah, and there's a lot of swearing in it, and normally everyone knows, like, yeah, I say fuck all the time, but having a lot of swearing doesn't make your script clever. In this instance, though, it actually works really well. Because it's, again, not doing it in the edgy way.
They use it sparingly enough.
And you're in a city of nothing but criminals and lowlives and people that have moited and shit. What kind of dialogue are you expecting? They even make jokes saying these people aren't, I guess you could say, well-educated or whatever. That all they know how to do is talk like that. Because apparently swearing a lot means you're not educated.
Yeah, the play. You see, it doesn't come across as edgy.
But alright, so let's get to our protagonist, Rokudo, or as he's known as Rock. See, he was a Japanese businessman that gets kidnapped by the Lagoon Company. Yes, he's multiple people. No, that gets kidnapped by the Lagoon Company pirates to be used as a pseudo hostage. Because he's holding company secrets for the company he's working for, and he doesn't know it. He's like, what the hell is this shit? But
oh, it's a nuclear code.
That's weird. Shit! Yeah, and by the end of it, he ends up joining the Lagoon Company. And he's just an innocent businessman dragged into this. And you slowly see him degrade and become like the rest of them as the show goes on, arc by arc. Like, he's slowly becoming broken.
And then you say it all come together in the blood trail.
Yeah. Well, Rock is played by Brad Swale, who most of you would probably know as Ray from Gundam. That's it. Nothing else. Nope.
Or Slappy from Dead Rising.
Dude, Slappy's great. You had me look up his cutscenes because I know shit about Dead Rising. That was amazing. But alright, fine. He's also Light from Death Note. You happy? So in short, yes, he's considered one of Ocean's best for a good reason. He's able to carry all the scenes he's in. He's also the evil stepmother in one of the episodes in Cardcaptor Sakura. The fuck?
That sounds something.
Damn it, Cardcaptors. Why? Why do you exist? But yeah, he does an amazing job. Honestly, like there's several scenes where he has to carry the entire scene with our next person, Revy Two Hands. Who's probably
sure
the most
to it after Death Note.
Yeah, I think these were actually dubbed around the same time. Because I do think, yeah, I think the dubs came out around the same period actually, like 07, 08.
He's just not as over the top in his performance as he is for Light.
Yeah, but Revy Two Hands is the other one of the members of the crew. She's, I guess you could say, the gunslinger expert on the crew, and fucking insane.
Is what you would say if we weren't getting to other people down the line.
Yeah, Revy has a really fucked up backstory. She was beaten a lot. She even makes a comment saying she used to believe in God until she was beaten so many times that she's like, until I realized God turned his back on me. It's like, holy shit.
By the police, yeah. In a jail cell.
Yeah. And by Daddy. Yeah, Revy's kind of backstory's a little fucked. And the sad part is she's actually tame compared to one of the ones we've got coming up. Strap yourselves in. But yeah, it's implied that that's the reason she acts like this too, to basically try masking how mentally fucked she is. Because yeah, every character in this show but Rock is broken, more or less, which is what makes it really interesting to follow these characters. And then you slowly see Rock decay, as we said too. Anyway, Revy Two Hands is voiced by, why one of these names? Mareka Hendricks? I guess. Anyway, she's known for voicing Sonata Dusk from My Little Pony Equestria Girls. She's also Yasmin from Bratz. And had been in some Barbie shit. Which is why when she's Revy, she says fuck almost every other word, is very foul-mouthed and very aggressive. And this also happens to be her favorite role. Do you blame her, though?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to mince words. Yeah, she's probably MVP of the dub, hands down. Everyone else is fan-fucking-tastic, but yeah, she's amazing as Revy. One of the only other anime roles I could find from her is in Gundam 00. She voiced Wang or Wong? I probably butchered that pronunciation. But you'll expect that from me. That's really it. She's not in much anime.
Do you need to be when you pretty much have an almost permanent job being fucking Barbie?
Yeah, or Bratz, I guess.
With how many commercials there are for that on a daily basis. Well, I'm sorry, Canadian Barbie. Sorry, you can't confuse her for Erica.
Is Erica Lindbeck still American Barbie? Oh, fucking I don't follow that shit. So. That'd be kind of weird, man. But yeah, there are several scenes where she has to play off Rock, and they're considered some of the best dub scenes out there, period. Like, there's a scene where her and Rock are in a bar, both having a nervous breakdown as they're getting drunk or whatever. And there's no music or anything. The entire scene is carried by the two of them shouting at each other. And it's one of those, like, if you want to show someone why English dubs used to be fucking amazing and why this is why we used to love English dubs, just show them this scene.
Oh. You mean the closest to a modern thing we have is ReZero?
ReZero, actually you said Agretzko's dub is good, right? I haven't seen it, though. Yeah, I'm not caught up on it. Kuroko's dub, from what I remember, is alright. From what I remember, it just finished 2 months ago. Yeah, it was alright.
Well, You get to take what you can get, and it's one of the standout ones in this modern age.
But yeah, she does great. Moving on from Revy, though, we have Benny, who's the tech guy on the ship.
The elite hacksaw.
And I guess he's the pilot of the ship, too, right?
No.
Oh, because for some reason I remember him steering it a couple of times.
Well, he is when the other...
when Dutch isn't there, which we'll get to Dutch in a second. So, Benny is played by Brian Drummond, who you all should probably know of. He is literally the most familiar name I'm sure everyone knows.
So now we're going to name off a role that no one's heard of by him.
Yes. Like, he's Alan from the Escaflowne 90s dub. Anyone remember that dub?
There you go.
Okay, fine. He's Vegeta from the Ocean dub of DBZ. He literally created over 9,000.
Or you'll notice him for most of our Let's Plays have Goku on it because he doesn't know how to mute his phone.
He's also Ryuk from Death Note, which is kind of funny having Benny hang out with Rock, because Benny was basically the recruit before Rock was to the Lagoon Company.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, man, trust me, I used to be sane too, but you hang out with this crowd long enough, you learn to give that shit up real quick. Because Benny somehow robbed the Mafia and the FBI at the same time?
In Florida, of all places.
Yeah,
also,
and that's why he went to Roanna.
A lot of stuff out of Florida in this show.
Yeah, and guys, it's Brian Drummond. All right, he does a great job as Benny. Come on, Benny's great.
Benny's just his normal voice.
Yeah, Benny's just his normal voice, not his, voice like this, where he's Ryuk or Jeets. Anyway.
Or copy Vegeta and that shitty filler arc of Super.
Oh, Super, yeah. Well, after Benny, we have Dutch, who's the captain of the ship. And, yeah, because this show actually, has representations from everyone around the world, Dutch is a black man. If I didn't say that, someone else would.
Who never takes off his sunglasses.
Yeah, he never does.
Like, the only times you see his eyes is in a scene where the boat crashes and one of its lenses breaks.
Yeah, even when he's reading, you don't see his eyes because the book is obscuring his face.
In one scene where you see him reading, he's holding a book in front of his face, and you see his glasses on the nightstand, but he's holding it in front of his face, and you cannot see his eyes.
Dutch is fucking great. He's also, again, the level-headed leader, and he constantly has to keep Revy under wraps, because Revy is very trigger-happy, as we've said earlier, and very angry. In fact, numerous times, she wants to shoot and kill Rock, because Rock is kind of a fuck-up at the start of it. So, yeah. Dutch is played by Dean Redman, or Redman, yes, whatever, who is known for voicing Nick Fury, speaking of commanding officers, and several Marvel things, including Iron Man Armored Adventures. He's also Frostwolf from the Warcraft movie. Anyone remember that movie existed?
It definitely existed.
But fine. The most notable role of his that I'm never going to top, he's Agent Richards from the Alone in the Dark Uwe Boll film.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's mainly a live-action actor. In fact, Dutch was his premier voice actor role. Like, that was his debut as a voice actor. Proving that, yes, sometimes you can have an actor do a voice acting career switch, whatever, and have it work.
And we all know no one remembers that Warcraft movie. I mean, the thing I heard about it is, anytime the humans are on screen, it's fucking boring. So what you just like anytime an elf's on screen in The Witcher Season 2.
Yeah. Actually, Frostwolf. What the fuck is a Frostwolf in Warcraft? I don't know what that series is about, because that's who he is. Was that the name of the character? I don't know.
Unless he's just making wolf noises. I don't fucking.
Well, yeah. Point is, he does great. He's as great as Dutch. We gotta move on though, because we still have a shit ton of people to get through.
Warcraft died to me after it stopped being an RTS. You think I catch up on the garbage they do with it in WoW?
Don't worry, because now Microlimp is gonna put out Warcraft. Anyway, after Dutch, that's the main crew members. Now we've got the gang leaders. So. First, we have Balalaika, or some characters call her Fryface, because she's got a burn scar on her face. She's the leader of Hotel Moscow. And, yeah, it's Black Lagoon, so everyone, as we said in this universe, is broken and fucking crazy. She's no exception. In fact, Rev even makes the comment saying Balalaika would give up sex before giving up war. That should tell you everything you need to know about her.
Did you know she's Russian?
Yes. She's voiced by Patricia Drake, who is Android 19 in the Ocean dub of DBZ.
I have so many questions. Now I really want to hear that. I mean, his voice was silly enough with the
Every time I hear it, I'm just gonna think of fucking commanding Russian that could kick your ass.
Maybe he would actually be intimidating then.
She's also BB Love in Dead Rising, which... died. The hell's BB Love all about?
Do you know who Cher is?
Crazy Cher?
Yo.
But hey, if you want something like Revy related, she's also Grizel in Polly Pocket. Because of course. What is with these people voicing in kid things and then coming to Black Lagoon?
Blowing off some steam.
That's the only explanation I could think of. But yeah, so Balalaika used to be in the Soviet Union, so she runs a whole Soviet army or whatever of her own that runs out of Hotel Moscow. Which means you do not fuck with Balalaika. That's a lesson they drive home to you real quick. Like, she literally gets off on having to shoot people. Kind of like Revy, I guess. Anyway. Yeah, Patricia Drake does a great job making Balalaika come across as imposing. Like, don't fuck with this person. Which is why we're going to move on from her to the head of the triad, Chang. Whose voice...
one person who could.
Yeah. Like, him and her constantly have dick measuring contests, because again, they're both trying to take control of Ruanapur. And he's played by Trevor Duvall, who for some reason I could never find anything on, and I don't know why. I guess I'm the idiot, because looking at his roles here, it's like, how the fuck did I miss some of these?
Oh, you're trying to punch yourself over Elvis.
Yes, I am. Anyway, he's Dr. Clown from Levius, which... Yeah, it's amazing, come on. Dr. Clown was great, anyone who's seen Levius knows. He's also Aizawa from Death Note, or Angry Cop Man. And Mukotsu from Inuyasha. Because, you know, Trevor Duvall, another one that does a great job wherever he goes, which... Yeah, like, he's lived in a bunch of American anime now, too. He must have moved here. Oh my god, he's no longer Canadian!
No, he's Canadian-American.
He's a hybrid! Does that make him a Nephilim?
I hate you.
Anyway, yeah, he does great as Chang. Chang is also level-headed, and it might be implied, some fans theorize he's the one who trained Revy, because he has a similar fighting style to her when he's using his guns, and she seems to greatly respect him. So, makes sense, I guess. What?
Was that a Kimbo?
Yeah. Kembo.
Means dual wielding. Come on.
I just rolling with it, man. Yeah, no complaints from him. As far as the next faction worth listing off, we have the Rip-Off Church.
Sounds like you could trust them.
They're also known as the Church of Violence. That seems like a kind of oxymoron name, doesn't it?
In that town, not really.
Well, they're the weapons dealers. They give weapons to everybody. And the one character worth naming off from them is Edda, who's Revi's on and off again frenemy rival, I guess.
And doppelganger.
Yeah. I mean, they constantly get in arguments too. Anyway, she's voiced...
They're so fucking similar.
Well, she's voiced by Lisa Ann Belle, who's Hal Ligner from Death Note. That was the female officer working with Nier. Speaking of Nier, we'll get to him soon.
Death Note table.
She's also Dr. Irene from Brainpowered, a series I've never seen, which I've heard there's nothing much to it. It's another Avon Jellyfish clone. Oh, well, maybe I'll watch it at some point.
How have you never seen that? I mean, I haven't, but how have you? Anyway.
But yeah, Edda does great too. I mean, she's not there that much, but there you go. Next, we have one of the other bounty hunters, who's another rival to Revi, Shinhwa, or as Revi nicknames her. This one is definitely not YouTube friendly, is it? Definitely not Twitch friendly. Revi nicknames Shinhwa Chinglish. Yeah, Revi's kind of racist. At least towards Shinhwa and Rock. She constantly calls Rock Mr. Japanese. Which, yeah, apparently, by the way, I found out Revi was apparently born in New York. So there you go. But yeah, so Shinhwa is voiced by Saffron Henderson, and she has to do a Chinese accent for her. Which is why she too was in Death Note, voicing Sachiko Yagami, or Light's mom. Which reads, yes, you can write your fanfic of Shinhwa and Rock being related. You happy now?
Yes.
She's also Goku in the 1995 Ocean dub of the original Dragon Ball. Why did Dragon Ball have so many fucking dubs? But I think the most surprising thing I found out she was in was Kurenai in the edited dub of Naruto.
That's just a big old question mark.
Yeah. She was also Sherry Belmont, or Belmondo, in Zatch Bell, proving she's been in American shit too? Actually, this was dubbed in Death Note, or dubbed after the edited Naruto and Zatch, meaning, was she American and moved to Canada? That's probably what happened.
Could be either. Who doesn't?
Anyway, yeah, she's definitely someone with a lot of range. If you heard her other roles and then come to this, where she's doing a really thick Chinese accent. And she fights with knives, and she is also a crazy bitch.
No swords, but close enough.
Well, whatever. Same thing. Anyway.
It's just a longer knife.
Moving on from her, we have some more recurring characters. In fact, the mains of Roberta's Blood Trail. First, we have Garcia, or Galcia if you're a Streets of Rage fan.
Else and R's.
Yeah, he's a young heir to some South American family. So...
Yeah.
And he ends up running into the Lagoon Company in Rolanapur because he gets kidnapped or something.
By them.
Yeah, actually. And he's voiced by Kathy Wesselock, who you'd all probably know as Nier from Death Note, or Yuma from World Trigger. That manga where the mangaka keeps breaking his wrist or something.
Does someone need to bolt his chair down?
If you're a World Trigger fan, I'm so sorry, but seriously, the amount of hiatuses it goes on. Sad part is it's still not as bad as Hunter x Hunter.
How do you break your... You know what? Never mind, that's a different topic.
Well, Kathy Wesselock does a good job as Garcia. So, you don't really need to worry. Which, I mean, come on, it's Death Note reunion.
No, that's not till we get to the next ones.
Speaking of Death Note, next we have Roberta, who's the mate that comes after him to rescue him, who she is literally based on the Terminator. It's no joke. They even make a comment, Rock makes a comment saying, you know, this is just like that movie about a killer robot from the future, minus Arnold Schwarzenegger. I wonder what they're referencing. In fact, there's even scenes where she's chasing after the car that are apparently ripped straight from T2.
Yeah, clearly they're referencing True Lies.
Damn it. Is that the one where he says, my horse is getting tired? But yeah, Roberta is the Hispanic maid that's very calm, composed, until she starts losing her mind. Because it's this show. I mean, she was known as the Bloodhound when she was in the army. Because once she locks onto someone's scent, she never lets go. She's voiced by Tabitha St. Germain, who's Shauna from Shakugan no Shauna Season 1. Hey, look, Di, she voiced the best girl.
Yeah, that's such a story you have there.
She was also Naomi Misura from Death Note, because, you know, gotta get more Death Note people in here. That was the wife of the FBI agent that went after Light.
Yeah.
In those few episodes.
Yeah, I know.
And she's Alexis from Transformers Armada. Which I've never seen that Transformers show. I don't know shit about it.
Well, sounds like a character you shouldn't give a fuck about. Who gives a fuck about the humans and Transformers?
Okay, there's no getting around it. Tabitha's another one who deserves special mention, because when you see Roberta have her nervous breakdowns and literally go fucking insane, she carries every scene she's in. Honestly, everyone in this dub carries all the scenes they're in. After her, though, we have Garcia's other maid, Fabiola, voiced by Shannon Chan Kent. Oh, hey, Misa from Death Note, speaking of best girls. Right, Di?
See what I mean? He's just a weirdo.
She's also Christina from Gundam 00, and Miyuki from The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. But more importantly, she's Misa. Come on. You know, there's a scene where she is in a room with Chang, and I was waiting for Chang to get pissed off and yell at her, just like Aizawa got mad at Misa in Death Note. Never happened, though. Kind of disappointed.
He never gets angry like that.
I know. But yeah. So, she does alright. Can't really say much without spoilers for Roberta's Blood Trail. Which, seriously, go watch this series. Come on, it's great. But, it's time for a return to the fucked up backstories, Di, because now we're on the episodic arc characters that matter, which there's only a few. Cool. But we're at the twins.
Cannibalism.
Okay. For those who've seen the show know exactly why when you click on this series on Hulu, which is where we watched it because I didn't feel like digging out the Blu-rays. It's too lazy. It says, blah, 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 viewer discretion is advised. Like we had to say at the beginning of this. And I'm pretty sure it is primarily because of this arc. Holy shit. So, the twins Hansel and Gretel, their backstory is a tube. Okay, it's fucked up.
Cannibalism, snuff films, child
yeah, child abuse. Okay, alright. They were repeatedly raped when they were sold into slavery with other orphans and forced to kill the other orphans. I need a fucking hug. Can I please have a hug from someone?
Also implied cannibalism at somewhere.
Yeah, this arc is... honestly, the mangaka going into depression. It's like, dude, you wrote this shit. I'd be fucking depressed too after writing this. This is one of those shows, the first time I saw this, like, over a decade ago, it's like, I had to take a break, because this arc is gonna hit you fucking hard the first time you see it. Especially Rock's nervous breakdown near the end, when he just sees how broken the twins are, and he's like, this world is fucked up. And him asking himself, why is this world like this? Where did we go wrong as a species, basically?
That really was a bomb?
It's a sick world, sick people. But alright. So, first we have the male twin, Hansel, voiced by Ashley Ball, who's Yukari from Shakugan no Shana. There we go, there's something wholesome. She's also Sarwazawa from Nana. Those are the only two major roles I could really find from her. And yeah, she does good as Hansel. You can tell that there's someone who's very mentally disturbed and fucked up.
So like most of the cast.
Next, we have the female twin Gretel, voiced by Jocelyn Lowen, who's Merle from the 90s Escaflowne Ocean dub, and Chelsea from Cardcaptor. Who the fuck is Chelsea? Damn it! Why? Why does Cardcaptors exist? Anyway, Escaflowne and Cardcaptors, two more wholesome things you could be watching instead of this arc. Okay, she too does a really good performance. There's also scenes where Gretel and Hansel basically switch places and dress like each other to confuse people. And the ADR director also switches Vuz too, which is a really nice touch. So there are moments where you're like, wait, which twin is this? So
it could be in both languages, but who the fuck watches a sub?
I mean, if someone said nowadays they're watching shit in Weebadies, like with Platinum End, I'd feel like, alright, cool, go for it. But yeah, they did a great job, sounding like two really broken people. But we're gonna move on to something more wholesome now, because, yeah, I can't even get mad at this arc because it was really well written. That's the thing. It's really fucked up, but it's not done in the edgy way like we said. Moving on, though, from this arc, we have Jane, who is a money launderer that gets caught up with the Lagoon Company because she tries fleeing by trying to make counterfeit money. Yeah, this woman's kind of an idiot. What? You got anything to say about that?
Isn't this the first? Isn't it this arc where Alex starts being used a lot afterwards?
Who, Benny?
Not Benny, Eda.
Oh, Eda, yeah. I thought you said Benny. I was like, what? I mean, he's in this arc.
Benny just scores.
Well, anyway, yeah. So Jane is
elite hacksaw.
Yeah, Jane sees Benny hack, and she literally says, wow, the way you code is really turning me on. Like, what the fuck, man? Has anyone ever worked at an office job and had someone walk up to you and go, you know, that PowerPoint presentation you did, it really got me hot and bothered.
You do you.
But yeah, she's voiced by Kelly Sheridan, who most of you would probably know as Sango from Inuyasha, who is still voicing her to this day in Yashahime, which, speaking of dubs that are still really good. She's also Hitomi from the Netflix 90s dub of Escaflowne. I don't think Netflix ever dubbed it. Pretty sure they didn't.
If they did, they'd probably just piss you off.
There's also Ukyo from Ranma 1/2, and Nana Kometsu from Nana. She was a main character in everything she's voiced in, except this. And, yeah, she's another one that's considered one of Ocean Dub's go-tos for a good reason. Got no real complaints. And I mean, hey, she's into guys that can code. Come on. Go for it, nerds. You got this. After her, though, just a couple more. We have Yukio. What's that?
I don't think anyone can code on dial-up like Benny.
They even make dial-up modem noises. It's fucking great. But after her, we have Yukio, who is the heir to a Yakuza family. So, yeah, she looks like she's gonna have a fun time ahead of her, being as how Hotel Moscow have their sights set on getting some territory in on that.
As you do.
Well, Yukio is voiced by... Oh, damn it, why? Lalania Lindbergh. These fucking names. Hey, she's Bulma from the 1995 Ocean dub. You're that one girl, hell, you're not special, you stupid bitch. She's also Hinata from Ranma 1/2. Yes, another Hinata. And, yeah, she's someone who Rock takes a liking to, so her and Rock have to play a lot off of each other, and it works really well. I have no complaints. The last one to mention is her samurai friend who can literally cut bullets in half with his sword. I don't care what anyone says, that is the coolest shit. Come on. Even Revy thinks it's fucking awesome. I think this is...
would.
I think this is the one guy she probably would willingly bone. And, oh, damn it, another name. Okay, Genji... This is his name, voiced by Michael Adam Thwaite? Yeah, it's Adam Thwaite. I don't know how to spell or pronounce that shit.
Now's the part you're supposed to say, I'm not fucking Canadian.
Well, he's Byakuya from Inuyasha the Final Act. Not as cool as Byakuya from Bleach, but hey, it's a Byakuya. He's also Yamada from Kiznaiver. Anyone remember that show?
Yeah.
Actually, who the fuck made that? Was that Studio Trigger? I think it was Trigger.
It was some... I don't think it was... It was someone.
It was... I don't know. Could have been them or Kill Annie. So they're gonna come into the comments, but no, asshole, it was Gunzo or some random shit. I don't know. I just remember thinking the show was okay.
No, asshole, it's the fucking Aniplex logo. That means it's expensive as shit. Fuck you.
Anyway... Yeah, he does great as the calm, cool samurai that you do not want to fuck with. Like, even Revy's like, he's so cool! I want to see him cut the bullet in half. Again, come on, show me again. And yeah, as far as, ad voices that are recycled a lot, there is a shit ton of Scott McNeil's. You all know him, Piccolo from the Ocean dub, Koga from Inuyasha.
No. Bone Steel.
Bone Steel from Turtles Next Mutation. That's Goku's favorite iteration of Turtles, right, Goku? Right now would be the moment where he'd pop in and say, fuck you, or something.
No, it's not like you said Knights of the Zodiac.
But yeah, Scott McNeil is another legendary Oceanva. Like, he's great. You probably wouldn't even be able to call him out unless you've heard him as much as I have. He's the one Ocean VA I could probably call out of a crowd at this point.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Fucking turtles. And yeah, he's just here to die. He plays the grunt that gets murked every time he shows up. That's his whole thing. I think he even gets his hand sliced off at one point. As far as main characters that are double casted, according to the cast list, there were a few Brian Drummonds, so that's a thing, but nothing to be really irritated about.
Nothing you would notice, unlike in Platinum End.
Yeah. Apparently Mareka or Revy also voiced a few too, but like I said, it's done to the point where it's manageable. But hey, speaking of Revy, a couple of fun facts before we wrap this up. Do you know she was inspired by Lara Croft?
I can see it in her appearance and the fact that she dual wields.
Yeah.
She's not British enough, though. But
well, yeah, she's from New York. I mean, hey, Dutch was apparently inspired by Ving Rhames from Pulp Fiction.
Yeah,
so,
I can see it.
Yeah, which the main reason he said he was inspired by that sort of film is because he said he liked having sympathy for the criminals and wanted to see if he could do a story where it's the same thing, where you feel sympathy for all the people involved in this shit.
Of course you can. When you make every other criminal besides them more fucked up than... You know, never mind.
Dude, I felt so bad for the fucking twins, because it's like, yeah, they're psychotic and murdered a lot of people in that arc. But when you find out everything, it's like, holy shit. But yeah.
Everywhere you go, there's someone more psychotic than you.
But
That's
hey,
the
as far
life
as
lesson.
hilarious references that you get in this dub, because of course you're gonna get some. You get mentions of NYPD Blue and Sears. I did not think we'd watch a dub where the show NYPD Blue was brought up.
I mean, I don't think anyone brings up Sears in general.
Yeah. Or Shinwa's friend, you know, the guy that gets high, that's only there for a couple of episodes. His rants are hilarious. When he's driving the car, stoned out of his fucking mind, he's like, "Oh, we gotta go! Jimi Hendrix is calling me back! We need to go defeat the Klingons!" Like, God, I think that's amazing. That's only some of his quotes, too. It's one of those things like, man, he should have come back, but unfortunately, he got too relaxed. As far as other silly shit, you got Revy saying to Rock, "This is way more entertaining than any of one of your modern Hollywood films." This came out in 2006, and she said that. I don't know if she knew 15 years later she'd be right.
I mean, was she wrong in the first place?
Probably not, no. But yeah. There's also a really good scene where Brad Swale has to translate for Balalaika, where Rock has to translate for her in Japan. And he has to speak Japanese. And in a modern dub, they just wouldn't dub the scene at all. They would just put the Weebanese over, and that's it. But no, in this dub, they actually had Brad Swale literally speak Japanese, translating for Balalaika. And then when the Yakuza member, whatever, speaks back to him in Japanese, he translates for Balalaika in English. It's a scene that only works in dub, like most of this show. Because I imagine in sub, this scene would have looked really fucking stupid, because everyone would have just been speaking Japanese. Also, because this dub is from back then and, you know, is in a city full of criminals, it's not afraid to use edgy, racier words. I think we heard the word retard several times.
Yeah.
There's literally a scene where Rock says something, and Dutch just looks at him and goes, "Are you retarded?"
He might be.
Also, the word fig is used several times too, which again...
I mean, it isn't by the same guy twice.
It is, and he's calling Rock that, because Rock, he says, is a pussy and a pansy, which... It is Rock. Rock is one of those,
Yeah,
he doesn't use a gun.
What's that make him when that guy literally gets knocked the fuck out by Rock, of all people? With a bowling pin.
And... yeah, the dialogue, again, it fits for the, you know, universe the show is set in. These are not normal, nice people, guys. Come on. All these people are fucked up.
These are people who would rob you and not even feel sorry about it.
Actually, there's one scene where Rock gets robbed by a kid or something, and Revy tracks him down to get his wallet back. Yeah. And... she hands the wallet back to Rock, and she's like, "Don't let them rob you again." And he's like, "Oh, it's just a kid. I don't care. I didn't have much money in there anyways." And she says, "You're an idiot. You know that. Because if he robs you, then he's going to try scoring on bigger fish. And before you know it, you'll see his body in the river." It's like, she's not wrong, actually. But yeah. So, in short, show's fucking amazing. Does deal with a lot of heavy subject matter, so just be ready for that if that wasn't clear enough.
Other than that, you get to see anime.
Over the top action at its best. Again, inspired by John Woo flicks. Could you ask for anything more? And it's not one of those where it's just action for action's sake. Like we said, the characters do drive the story, and all of them are really interesting to follow. Revy is probably my favorite character, like everyone else is, so no surprise there. I don't know, Di. Do you hate Revy? Are you gonna be a rebel?
Well, by the end of it, if you told me she was gonna be one of the more sane characters...
Yeah.
Holy shit. Reverse.
Dude, yeah, not gonna spoil anything, guys. Because we're getting ready to wrap this up. No spoiler section this time. But Roberta, she ended up so fucked up. I felt so bad for her in Roberta's blood trail. Like, holy shit. Like, damn, man. But yeah, and again, this show, like we said, the other thing too is you hear all these people coming out now on fucking social media. Oh, anime's now having good representation in it. Blah, blah. It's like, the fucker, have you seen Black Lagoon? It's literally got people from all walks of life, all races, all countries, etc. It did this shit years before anything else at this point.
Especially Texans from Florida. Wait a minute, that sounds stupid. What the fuck is with all the Florida representation?
I have no idea. There's even a scene where they're like, oh, we just came from Miami. It's like, it's always fucking Miami. But yeah. If you've seen Black Lagoon, let us know what you think of it. If you didn't like it, why? If you were to say the, dark content and everything made you feel uncomfortable, I'd be like, yeah, that's the only reason I could really think of. If like, yeah, I couldn't take it, it was too much, because going into the whole mental trauma and sexual abuse and everything else, I know some people probably couldn't get past that shit. But still one of my favorite action anime out there. Because it does everything, like we said, in a mature way and doesn't do it in the shitty edgelord way in the sake of just being edgy. Now, should this show come back, though, today, I don't think so, I'm going to be honest. I think Roberta's Blood Trail ended it at an okay part, because if it were to come back today, one, would we get the same dubcast back together?
No.
Because if we didn't, I'm going to be honest, I probably wouldn't even bother. This is one of those shows where the dubcast is irreplaceable, in my opinion. And two, you would have nothing but ANN and other people on social media reading at this show nonstop. And I don't think anyone wants that. I do agree, fuck what these people say, but yeah. I mean, fuck, have you guys saw what happened with Shield Hero? And that was Shield Hero. Imagine what would happen if this came out in the modern day.
Yeah, imagine if Shield Hero ever got a season 2. That'd be crazy.
I really hope we're dating this and like Shield Hero does come out in April. Come on, Shield Hero, please. Don't get delayed again, man.
It's just gonna prove my... If it does, it's gonna prove my point that the show is really fucking cursed. It's gonna make The Exorcist blush.
Oh, one thing real quick, I forgot to mention. I love how this show Black Lagoon pokes fun at the, the monologuing that a lot of characters do. Like, there's one scene where, it's during an arc about Nazis, because of course, always gonna have fucking Nazis, where Revy's having a showdown with, one of the mercenaries that were hired by them, and he's like, this is the greatest gun ever made. Like, it's literally a Revolver Ocelot monologue, where he's going on about his gun, and he's like, now are you ready? And then she just shoots him, and he goes, what the hell, you shot me! She goes, what, you were just standing there talking about the damn gun, are you trying to sell me the thing, or do you want to fight me? I just got bored.
The Wizard, indeed.
Yeah, then there's a mercenary called the Wizard. Every time he monologues, he ends up getting fucked. Because he just stands there monologuing, he doesn't do anything.
He gets shot by Ruffy.
Then he gets cucked by someone else. Yeah. Like, I love how the show pokes fun at that, because it is pretty stupid, let's be real. Every time you see that happen, it is one of those things, like, why don't you just shoot him already?
It knows when not to take itself seriously.
Yeah. Which is very important for a show like this. I feel like in a lesser mangaka's hands, this could have gone really badly. So... It's honestly a shame that he keeps suffering from depression. I believe that the latest manga volume just came out last year and it was first manga volume in years. But hey, it sold amazingly well, proving there's still a huge fan base for this. And rightfully so, the show fucking earned it, I'd say. So, maybe it'll come back. I don't know if I want it to, though. If they don't get the dubcast back, I don't fucking care. I see the only way of it coming back is doing OVAs like Roberta's Blood Trail for the remaining arcs that they haven't adapted yet. That's it. I mean, hey, Madhouse bringing back Overlord, right?
Yeah. Well, they fixed the CGI problem from last season.
Oh, for Overlord? I don't know. They're also doing an Overlord movie, too, so we'll see.
Their CGI was better than this.
Man, I gotta thank Madhouse, too. I we shit on them for Magical Welfare and a little bit of Batum, but it's like, if it wasn't for them, Black Lagoon, Death Note, like a lot of shit I also grew up with was from them, like them and Sunrise. Damn it, Madhouse. How come everything in the mid-2000s you did was better, too? Yeah, Hellsing Ultimate, there's another one. Look what happened. Now we're doing After Lost. We've rambled long enough. Let us know what you thought of Black Lagoon and what your favorite arcs were. Mine were the ones involving Roberta, because those arcs were fucking... They were over-the-top action and super serious. At the same time, so it worked really well.
It knows what tone it wants to go for.
Yeah. Also in Roberta's Blood Trail, the Death Note reunion, as we called it. Yeah, the Death Note room. Because you had fucking Light, Nier, Aizawa, Misa, Ryuk, all in one room together, deliberating about Naomi Misura. It's literally like a Death Note reunion.
All sitting at a table.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Death Note, they need to make an OVA on the one-shot from a couple years ago, which that's another one they should get the cast back for. That'd be cool. Come on, Madhouse, do it. Do it. But yeah. Hope y'all enjoy this season Dubster Dive. Next up, we're moving to Tiger and Bunny. As, you know, want to go back to, again, when dubs actually made me happy, not sad. And Tiger and Bunny had a pretty good dub. And it's on Netflix. And I think it might be on Hulu, too. So...
Wallace space.
Well, that's what you thought of Black Lagoon. And hope you all enjoyed, and... Yeah. Glad we ended this on a high note, Di, aren't you? Until next time. And let us know who you all think Best Girl is. And why you're afraid to sleep with Revy because you might get shot. Thanks again for watching. Hope you all have yourselves a great day. Till next time. Leave a comment, all that stuff if you want.